Whoo! What's going on, YouTube? Is Donnie B all day. So, I'm pretty stoked. I got some things going on. Man. I just put a couple more pieces on my Harley. I did some other stuff. I'm going to Foxwoods today. Going to enjoy the casino. And I have, as you can see, two new big knives that we get to go over, and I'm stoked for both of them. I'm kind of actually really happy. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to look behind me and you're going to be like, what the hell is that thing? Well, here's the deal. I went into FYE, the store there, and in the back, I saw a box that looked a whole lot like this. And I said, well, that's pretty cool. It's an Iron Man helmet. That's the Punisher. And the eyes light up and everything. I didn't put in the batteries yet for the eyes, but I didn't really need to because I thought, how cool would that be to roll down the road on my Harley in this? Now, this is not some DOT helmet. This is like a costume thing. But it's like it's one of those really nice costume things. They charge a good amount of money for these things, and you can see like the face opens up. But what I did is I taped the inside shut so it wouldn't open up. And the reason for that is because I want to wear it on my bike. Now, normally this panel right here comes off. That's all taped. This will come out. That'll come off. And there's a little button right here that lights up the eyes if you put in the batteries. I didn't do that. And there's a good reason because you can see good. How cool is that? I just took my bike out. It's like below freezing right now. And I took my bike out for a little ride wearing that. And I live in a state where you have to wear a helmet, but they don't care. They don't know. They just see this thing coming down and it looks metal, right? It's not. It's plastic. But oddly enough, the eyeballs on this thing, I didn't think, because the peripheral vision going like down and whatever kind of sucks, but looking ahead on a bike, it actually had really good vision. So I'm going to have some fun. I might have to get like a Punisher jacket and like a leather Punisher jacket and just roll out on the bike with that just because it's cool. So let's get to these blades. I'm going to be doing reviews. Today it's below freezing. I had to bundle up to get out there. I actually wore a scuba hood under that while I was out there because it's so cold. But first I'm going to show you this one because I got this in. This is the Tops Tahoma field knife, right? And I had this on my watch list for over a year. I've been just waiting, to finally do it. I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the Tops. I kept saying it. I never did it. And then I was watching ChoirBoyz Cutlery. My man Scab, he was going over his, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time. I'm going to pull the trigger. So I picked up the Tahoma field knife from Tops. And I have to say that in first grab, first hold, the Tahoma field knife feels pretty good. It does feel pretty good. The oversized choil is something that I am loving. I love the blade. Now, it's not as thick as a knife as I would want it to be in a knife like this, but I've never had a failure with Tops. I have a few Tops knives, and I love them all. And I have high hopes for this guy right here. It is very cool. So what can I tell you about first grip? The first grip is pretty good. Now, what happens when you choke up into this choil right here, it almost makes your hand want to go forward to the spine of the blade, which is kind of a weird feeling for me. It's literally wanting the blade to curl up. And in my opinion, that's not great, right? Because it puts the webbing of your thumb right on this jimping right here. And it's like, it's hard on the hand, right? It's not a very comfortable hold. Holding it back this way, it feels almost too thick right here to keep away from this area. So the only way to grab it comfortably is up high like that. And then when you use it, that's when you roll up. Like right now, I'm not on it, but I'm right before it. So anything I do gets to that point. Now, if I hold it below the choil, I have a really, really nice grip aside from the pinky. Because of this pistol style grip, you have a lot of curvature right here. So it kind of does give you a weird hold, but if I did hold it low with the pinky off for chops, that's going to be an insane amount of leverage right there, and this little swell is actually going to benefit. So the things that benefit the knife in one area take away a little bit in another. If I put my finger in this choil, man, that oversized choil is nice. Now I'm really kind of in a thing here where it's like, oh great, I have that and this, and so now both these choils working together on this half of my hand is fantastic. On this half of my hand, not so much. Why? Because of this. That really, really screws with your hand right there, because when you use the choke up, you're on it. Now, if I choke up past it, now I have this big bump just digging into my hand. And that is a very uncomfortable feeling. There are definitely some misses on this knife when it comes to the grip, the right-away grip. I think it curves too much when you're in a full grip. I don't think this would feel thick if this didn't curve up so much. Again, hand size is different. So your hands might fit differently than mine. Overall, though, is this a bad grip? No, I'm just nitpicking because that's what I have to do as a reviewer. Otherwise, you guys would never trust me again. So, first grip, it's love-hate. And hate would be spectrum, you know what I mean? It's love, not love, first grip. There's just things about it that's just yeah, and things about it that's just eh. But overall package, putting it in my hand, I have to say that it's pretty impressive. It's a very cool knife. I cannot wait to get this thing out and test it. Now, it is plastic sleeved in this, so I'll touch up more on all that when I do the actual review, but you can't stick it in lefty. Just so you know, it's a right hand only. All right, so that's the Tahoma field knife. Now we're getting some warm days next week, and I'm going to be able to get out, and I have so many knives to review. We're going to be able to get out and do them. I have a special request for a review from Paul Myers, another knife guy. And Paul said, hey, you should take that extra large Espada and put it up against a fixed blade of the same caliber, like the same kind of knife. And I think it's a really good idea, Paul. So we're going to do that. Next knife on the board comes all the way from El Salvador, from Condor Knife and Tool. And it didn't come to me by way of El Salvador. No, no, no. This thing came to me by way of old Scabaroony, Scabalaba Ding Dong. Scab over at ChoirBoyz Cutleries, who I love, whose channel I love. And, you know, it's cool as a knife reviewer to be able to just love other knife reviewers. I love watching him and Cowboy and Shredder and Paul and Kruger and Arizona Bladesman and all these guys, Donovan too. I love watching these guys get to their knives, because it's like this awesome place we're at. And so Scab sent me the Condor Plan A. Oh, yes, he did. And I have to say, at first grip, because this isn't test day, but I wish it was. I wish it was warmer, because I'm not going to lie to you. As soon as I put this thing in my hand, I said, this knife belongs in my hand. This knife, you'll notice a lot of the knives I do where your fingers don't touch the palm. They're right here because the handle just is made wrong. Watch this grip. Boom. You see how the fingers touch the palm? It wraps all the way around. You get a full grip. That's a full grip. That is nice. The contouring on this grip is so well done. Flare, flare, swell, sink, sink. Beautiful. Huge, beautiful curve like that one, but there's nothing here that's going to take away from that curve. Now, my hands are big, so you can see how, if you've ever held a Plan A, where my hand, watch this, watch how it grabs it. It's just, the swell on each end, it hugs my hand in such a way that it just creates ultimate comfort. And that right there, man, that is so nice. Now, it could be thought of as a little small in this area and a little small in this area. But when you're talking about a full grip and something that you want to be able to maneuver, woo-wee, let me tell you, that is not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing at all. So being a little thin right here, it's better than being a little thick, unless it's too thin to where it's just going to slide around in your hand. This thing is really, really beautiful. It's got great shape. Condor did an amazing job. Scab over at ChoirBoyz with a Z, ChoirBoyz Cutlery, came through. It is an ambidextrous sheath if you really want it to be. You can take these off and switch it around, which is a good thing. This side has the little Condor logo on it, so you probably want to leave it on that side. But if you're a lefty like me, who knows? You flip it around and all will be good. I think you could flip it around anyway. Maybe not. You know what? Maybe not, because I'm looking at it now, and here's no, because it does have a hole drilled right here, so there should be another one right here, and that's my final guess. I'm assuming that this is made ambidextrous. Right there, it does say El Salvador. Thickness is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. It looks nice. I'm going to get into all the measurements when I do the review. Whew, God, this is like a fast knife in the hand. The grip is so nice. So that's what's coming up. Aside from all the others that I showed you that are coming up, we have so many knives to get through. You guys are going to really be able to get an idea of what you want for a large knife next by some of the reviews that are coming up. Also, you saw the D-Bad Mission 3 is out and about. It is good. It's on the website at the Kukri House for sale. Another hand-forged 5160 steel custom knife, hand-forged for sub $200. Strong, nasty. For under 200, it's like $170. Are you kidding me? No, because I know I looked. So that's there. Next knife. Woo! Next knife I'm doing with the Kukri House is going to be a fan favorite. So I have one back there, but it's dug in, so I'm not going to dig it out right now. But you all know the Crocodile Dundee knife. Everybody knows the Crocodile Dundee knife. I decided to do a D-Bad take on the Crocodile Dundee knife, and I'm excited about it. This knife is going to have no rat tails holding on the pommel. It's not going to have any leather wrapped grip for round shifting in the hand. No. This is, and it's not going to be thin. This is going to be a full 1/4 inch thick, nasty piece of 5160. And here's the deal. On the Crocodile Dundee knives and all the variants of said knife come with brass pommel and guard. So right here, you'd have a big hunk of brass. Right here, you'd have a big hunk of brass. Then you'd have some stacked leather and then a piece in the middle. No, we're not doing that. Because my version is going to be true full tang all the way through. So you're going to have just a hunk of steel. That handle is going to be so strong. It's going to have micarta grips and, drum roll please, I forgot what I was going to say. It's going to have integrated guard. That's right. So on the top, you'll notice on the top of the Crocodile Dundee knife, it's just a little bump. So the bump is staying, but it's not a piece of the brass that just lumps over the top. This is going to be the actual knife. The lower piece and the rear is all integrated, all solid, nice and nasty single piece of steel. So get ready for that. It's going to be amazing. It's going to take a little while, obviously. But I'm totally stoked to bring you the Tahoma field knife from Tops. Really sweet. And from Condor by way of Scab at ChoirBoyz Cutlery, my man, that handsome son of a bitch, is coming the Condor Plan A, and I'm stoked about this. So we have some fun stuff coming up. I'm going to have to show you guys the Harley. Man, if you're on Facebook, I'm about to post some pictures. I just did a couple new graphic pieces, and I did a windscreen, and the thing is cool, baby. So that's it. I'm going to throw my helmet on and scare the dogs a little bit and go have some fun at Foxwoods and gamble like a real man on the slot machine. So that's it. Hi, I'm Donnie B all day. Until next knife.